Hey peeps, welcome back to my channel. My name is Drusilla if you don't know already, and today we are going to be getting into the topic of protective styles and why they tend to not last. I did a video a couple years back on mistakes that we make with protective styles that end up damaging our hair, and in a lot of that video I definitely drop a lot of reasons why we experience damaged hair after a protective style, but also I talk a lot about what habits that we have and what things that we do that contribute to our protective styles not lasting. So I am not going to be repeating things from that video, but I do feel like there are a lot of helpful tips in that video, so I'll also drop it down below in the description box so you guys can check it out. But if you are interested in this kind of content, definitely watch that video as well. In this video I'll be talking about slightly different tips, so if you are interested then keep on watching. Okay, so one of the reasons why we tend to not see lasting results for our protective styles is that we're styling them a little bit too early. Now I know it's exciting when you get a protective style, okay? It's just like, oh, you know, got some fresh braids, got some fresh cornrows, got some fresh twists, trying to do something with it. But here's the thing, when you are fresh out the salon and you're like, you know, 1 week into it or a few days into it, you don't want to just start doing all these different styles with it too early. I would say at least wait 1 week, but if you can wait a little bit longer than 1 week, that would be great, because there is nothing like salon fresh hair, okay? Like once you get out the salon, it's not gonna get that fresh again until you go back, right? So we're trying to preserve the freshness for as long as possible. We're trying to avoid frizz as much as possible. So styling it too early and, you know, manipulating it is definitely going to lead to frizz very early. And so you want to just like let your hairstyle live for a little bit. So if you have braids, you can leave it out like this. You can leave it in the middle part or side part and just like let it breathe, let it flourish the way that it is before you start really styling it. Because if you just jump right into it, not only is your scalp probably gonna be on fire, but it is definitely going to contribute to a lot of frizz in your hair quite early. So why does my chain keep going to the side? I don't understand. So I would definitely recommend, if you have a protective style, don't be in a rush to style it, because there will be a time, trust me honey boo boo, where you're gonna have to style your hair, okay? Just even in order to look decent. Some people purposely get braids looser and they like more of their baby hairs out from the jump. If that's you, you definitely want to try to avoid styling your hair too early, because your hair is now already on the looser side. You already have hairs out, and so it's not going to take very long for it to start looking messy. So you want to just, you know, take some time and just let your hair be. Another reason why we see protective styles not lasting for a long time, and when I mean a long time, I don't mean an overly long time. I don't mean like more than 2 months, because at that point, child, you might as well just take it out. But I would say that another reason why we don't see protective styles lasting too long is because it's manipulated too much. Now, my first point, I talked about it being manipulated too early, but in this tip, I'm saying manipulating it too much. The frequency in which you do different styles is definitely also going to determine how long your hair lasts. So if you decide you're going to put your hair up in a bun today, tomorrow you're going to do a fishtail braid, the day after that you're going to do 2 space buns, the day after that you're going to make it to 1 huge braid, the day after that you're going to put it to a ponytail. Like if every single day you're manipulating it a lot, that frequency is definitely going to cause more and more and more frizz in your hair. So I would even say, like, if you can let your hair just breathe, let your hair down in a simple hairstyle and balance it out, it would definitely be helpful. But if it is constantly being manipulated like all the time, then child, it's not gonna last very long. When I usually do that, I'm nearing the end of the style, okay? That's when I don't care. So I just go all types of wild with my styles. You do whatever works for you. This is not like a rule, but if you do want your hair to look, you know, more put together for a little bit longer, then just consider how often you're manipulating it and doing like all different types of styles. Third thing that can cause your protective style to not last as long is putting in heavy products in your hair while you have the protective style. Take it from me. You want to get yourself a good set of lightweight products that you can use when you have a protective style. Too often do I see protective styles that had a lot of potential, but now it looks all gunky and built up because the wrong products were used. When you start getting to protective style territory, you really want to inch away from the very heavy custards, heavy creams. I love those when I have my natural hair out. But when I have styles like this, they go on retirement. I know for a fact that it is definitely going to cause a lot of buildup. And I have also dealt with having a protective style and then dealing with buildup quite early, and it's very disappointing. Now, you know, you're only a couple weeks in and your hair already looks crusty. And let me tell you something, it's not cute. Having heavier products during a protective style is also not a good idea, because when you have in a protective style, you can't really access your hair as much. You can't access your scalp as much. So sometimes the products don't even get through the way that they're supposed to get through. They get stuck within the braids, they get stuck on certain parts of your scalp, and it's messy. It starts to look messy, especially when it dries up. If that scalp ain't looking right, child, the whole thing is just ruined. You want to really get into leave-in sprays, products like girl and hair products that are not thick. So get you some of that. And also, please don't go heavy on the grease, ladies. When things get greasy, they get gunky fast. Once you really start dealing with a lot of that buildup and that gunk, it also comes with a stench. Then you're gonna probably be spraying in more product just to make it smell good, and then that's more buildup. Okay, it's just a domino effect, and it's all going downhill. Now, last but not least, another reason why we experience our protective styles not lasting very long is the opposite side of the spectrum. Instead of using too many products or heavy products, you don't really use any, and your scalp gets itchy. And here's the thing about having a dry scalp. Sometimes if you leave it long enough, it's gonna start getting flaky, and it's going to start looking like there's sand in your hair, there's like little bits and pieces in your hair. You can have really cute hair, but if that scalp looking like there was a snowstorm, it don't matter. So unless there's some type of medical issue involved, if you can take care of your scalp and make sure it doesn't dry out to the point where it starts flaking, definitely do that, because flaking is very hard to manage when you have a protective style, because again, you can't access your scalp and your hair the way you normally would be able to when it's out and it's free. So the flakes just kind of sit there, they move over to the side, or they move over to the part of the braid or the twist that starts and it causes the ring. It's just, try to stay on top of your scalp and your hair maintenance. You don't want to let those things go simply because your hair is put away. That's the time where you want to also pay attention to it, but just switch out your products, switch out your routine so that you're not putting in the wrong products. And then when there's a whole bunch of flakes and then you feel like, okay, let me wash my hair with the protective style. Now we're talking definitely shortening the lifespan of the protective style. So those are my tips for this video. Now I would love to hear from you guys down below as well. I want to know, what are some reasons why your protective style hasn't lasted in the past, and what things do you do now to maintain your protective style and keep it going for as long as possible? Not that long, hopefully, but what do you do to make sure that your protective style lasts for a good time? Let's make this a fruitful conversation. And while you're at it, there's this very juicy red button on the page. Okay, it says subscribe on it. Just, real quick, click that, and also click that bell notification button so that anytime I post, you will be up to date. I appreciate you guys for watching. God bless you, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.